Check 1 2 1 2 check. Check 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2 check.
morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We are pleased to have you here. We appreciate your presence, but we want to plead with you to please give us 5 minutes so that others can settle down when we start. We particularly appreciate the presence of the representative of the Vice Chancellor, our own very amiable Deputy Vice Chancellor, Strategy and Development, Professor A.T.J. Ogunkule. You are welcome, sir. If you know of anybody who is outside and is meant to be in this hall, please tell them to come in. They are the reason why we are delaying. Once again, please let's appeal to our people outside that it is time to start this program so that they won't miss any part of this very important meeting. They have 2 minutes. And finally, we have come to start. Please, let us rise.
Ladoke Anthem.
Please, let's be seated. Once again, we'd like to welcome everybody who is here. We appreciate your presence, and we thank God who has brought you here safely. We are here for a talk organized by the Center for Career Services of the great Ladoke Akintola University of Technology in Ogbomoso. We are all aware that this university is God's work in progress. And we thank God we are the best state university in Nigeria. We have maintained that consistently over the years. We are the best university of technology in Nigeria. And we appreciate God for that. We won't start this program until the high table is properly constituted. And I will expect that you join me in welcoming dignitaries to the high table. I would like for you to give a round of applause to the representative of the Vice Chancellor, very distinguished Professor Tunde Ogunkunle, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Strategy and Development. Thank you so much. Thanks so much. You made it a rousing applause. And just one of us stood up to give a standing ovation to the Deputy Vice Chancellor. We appreciate you, sir. I would like to also have on the high table a distinguished Nigerian, the director of the Center for Career Services of this university, Dr. Ladoke. Will you please permit me to ask that the Deputy Director of that center, Dr. Deborah Aderibigbe, follows to the high table. It is my pleasure to invite to the high table the Director, Entrepreneurial Development Studies, Professor Roslyn Ojokuku. She's going to be our first speaker for today's event. I'd also like to bring to the high table the second speaker, Dr. Joseph Adesoko. I've mentioned it severally that the Vice Chancellor will say to us that if you have chosen to be at a forum like this, then you are important. Let's clap for ourselves. I would like to recognize the presence of our father, Professor Rahim Adekunle Onolapo. Prof, can you please stand up so that we know you? Professor Onolapo, please, let's see you. You're welcome, sir. We are still expecting some other important persons. When they come, we recognize them. But so that we don't waste too much of your time, let's go straight to ask that the Director of the Career Center Services, Dr. Adeoti, comes to the podium to give our opening remarks.
Good morning, everybody. I want to say good morning to the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Sunday Kunle. I want to thank God for the speakers, Prof. Roslyn Ojokoko, and another speaker, Dr. Adeshoko, and all the team members. I'm saying good morning to you. Good morning and a very warm welcome to our student leaders and to my esteemed colleagues from the Student Affairs Unit. I believe the Student Affairs Units are here. Yes, I really appreciate you. I see before me a room filled with doers, the presidents, the class representatives, the club executives, the all chairs, the people who make this campus breathe. And besides you, the professional team that supports the holistic well-being of our students. Thank you all for making time to be here. Today, we gather under a theme that is deliberately provocative, deliberately direct, and deliberately personal. It is your future. Own it. Now, you might be wondering, why this theme? And why is the Director of Career Services hosting a workshop for student leaders alongside the Student Affairs team? Let me answer that by first acknowledging a truth. In the past, the narrative in tertiary institutions was often one of separation. There was a belief that career services was a place you visited in your final year to polish a CV, and student affairs was the office you visited when you were in trouble or needed permission for an event. We are here today to declare that era over. The truth is, your future is not built in a single moment during your final semester. It is built in the 1,000 small moments between today and your graduation day. It is built in the way you handle conflict, the way you mobilize people, the way you budget for an event, and the way you communicate under pressure. To the student heads here, you are not just leaders on paper. You are the chief executive officer of micro communities. You are project managers, crisis communicators, and budget officers. Every time you mediate a dispute in your hall, you are building conflict resolution skills that employers deliberately seek. Every time you launch a club initiative, you are building entrepreneurial muscle. But here is the challenge: you must own that narrative. You must stop seeing your leadership as just a little or a title and start seeing it as a laboratory for your future career. When I say you must own that narrative, this is what I mean. Do not let your leadership be invisible. Do not reduce your sweat, your sleepless nights, your difficult meetings to a one-line title. You must learn to frame your experience in the language of skills and impact. Let me give you an example. Don't just say, I led a club. Probably when you are writing your when you are writing your CV, say, I led a club. But rather, you say, I led a team of 10 executives, managed a budget of 200,000 naira, and delivered an event for 500 attendees. That one is a narrative that is well explained. Don't just say, I was a class rep, but rather you say, I represented 150 students, resolved academic bottlenecks with faculty, and improved communication turnaround by 40%. If you do not tell your stories, no one will. If you do not own your narratives, the world will assume you did nothing. That is not cruelty. That is the market. So the first thing we will teach you in this sensitization program is how to document, articulate, and own your leadership narrative, starting today, not in your final year. To my colleagues from the Student Affairs Unit, you are not just administrators. You are the curators of the curriculum. The partnership you build with this student's leader, the trust you foster, is the bedrock upon which their soft skills are built. When we work in silos, we create fragmented students, but we work together. Career services and student affairs, we create a seamless ecosystem where a student's extracurricular activities translates directly into employability. This sensitization workshop has one primary goal, and that goal is alignment. We are here to sensitize you, our student leaders, on how to leverage the sources we have. But more importantly, we are here to listen to you. We want to understand the challenges you face so that we, in student affairs and career services, can better support you. Why is this so critical? Because the world of work has changed. Employers are no longer just looking at the class of degrees you earn. You cannot just say, I have first class, I have second class upper. They don't need those things again. They are looking for evidence. They are asking, can this person lead? Can they work in a team? Do they have grit? Do they understand how to manage a stakeholder? Because as a student leader, your stakeholders are your members, the faculty and the university administration. You are gaining that experience right now. You are gaining that evidence right now. But owning your future requires three things which we will unpack today. First, ownership requires intentionality. By the time I leave this office, do I want to be better at public speaking? Do I want to understand data by tracking my members' engagement? The second thing, ownership requires documentation. If you do not record it, it did not happen. The future you, sitting in a job, your flyers, your budgets, and your impact reports, learn to articulate your leadership in the language of results. We are here to teach you how to translate I was a class rep into I manage the welfare and academic concerns of 200 students, improving communication efficiency by 30%. Third, and most importantly, ownership requires partnership. You cannot own your future alone. You need each other. The synergy between student leadership and the professional staff. If you, as a student leader, are struggling with a toxic team dynamic, do not suffer in silence. That is a leadership crisis, but it is also a career development opportunity. Walk into student affairs, walk into career services. We have to coach you through it, not to punish you. My message to you today is this: stop viewing your university years as a waiting room for your life to begin. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is the main event. The decision you make this semester, the event you choose to organize with excellence, the difficult conversation you choose to have with courage, the career workshop you choose to attend, even when you are tired, those are the bricks you are laying for your future. To the student affairs team, let us commit to seeing these students not as a cases to manage, but as talents to develop. To the student leaders, try to see yourself. As we go through the workshop today, I want you to engage. Ask the difficult questions. Share your frustrations. let us break down the silos. When we say breaking down the silos, what does it mean? Historically, universities have operated in silos. Career services sit in one corner, worried about employability. Students have. What does it mean? It means a student leads a hall of 300 people, resolving conflicts and managing logistics. But no one tells them that this is project management and stakeholder relations. It means a student organizes a major event, balancing vendors and timelines, but no one tells them that this is supply chain management. It means a student handles a disciplinary issue with empathy and firmness, but no one tells them that this is human resources. Because career services did not know what the student was doing in student affairs, and student affairs did not know how to translate those activities into career capital. So the student graduates fragmented. They have the experience in their head, but they cannot speak it. They have the leadership in their hearts, but they cannot prove it on paper. They are whole as a person, but fragmented as professional. That ends today. Because at this end of the day, your success is our success. And when you walk across the stage at graduation, cap and gown, certificate in your hand, you want to know that you didn't just pass through this university, you owned the journey. It is your future. Own it. Thank you. And let's have a productive session.
We thank the last speaker, the director of the center, Dr. Ladoke. Thank you. God bless you, ma. Who in our midst. I already said we were going to introduce them as they come. I'm glad to inform you that we have the representative of the university librarian, Dr. Solomon Akintola. You're welcome, sir. We also have in our midst the head of economics department of this university, Dr. Emmanuel Adeyi. You're welcome, sir. For this tranche of introduction, I'd like to inform us that we have the head of who call on the representative of the Vice Chancellor, very amiable, and declare this event open.
Thank you. Let us be seated. The university librarian, the director of Entrepreneurship Development Studies, the director, Center for Career Services, professors here present, heads of departments, participants in today's workshop, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to represent the Vice Chancellor of Great University, Professor Ron Kalilu, who is performing convocation ceremonies. I bring greetings from him, and I bring messages of congratulations to the members of the board for putting together this event. I also bring a message of congratulations to the targeted audience for today's occasion, particularly student leaders. When we engage student leaders, by extension, whatever we trained you here today is expected to cascade to all other students in the university. So in this direction, I want to congratulate you for being a partaker in this event. I equally want to congratulate the other segment of the participants, particularly the students of your unit. It is highly essential that they are involved in this training because you can only give what you have. You are in charge of the students, and so in order to inculcate self-confidence, self-belief, and entrepreneurship into the students, you yourself, you must be well educated in it. So I congratulate you for being partakers. In all cultures, all over the world, the concept of future is taken very seriously, particularly in the Yoruba culture. You will naturally hear elders in Yoruba land saying, Atubotan, Onloja. When they are talking about Atubotan, what are they talking about? They are talking about future. As human beings, we have our past, we have our present, and we have our future. Future is not static. It keeps changing. Future started yesterday. Whatever happens in the future is also built today. By the time you shift it tomorrow, the concept of future is so important that whatever we are doing at any moment, particularly with respect to our careers, is very, very crucial and important. I congratulate all the participants in today's event because the invited lecturers, I believe, will do justice to the assignment, and you are going to have the privilege of being loaded with information that will shape your future. On that note, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, I want to welcome all of you to this auspicious occasion. And on that note, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, I declare it open. Thank you.
We thank the Vice Chancellor for doing the needful so that we can progress. I forgot to tell you that this event will be in 2 sessions. The first session is opening ceremony. That has been effectively taken care of by the representative of our Vice Chancellor. I'm sure we want to leave any moment from now. So please, can we rise?
Tech Anthem.
And the building of the race of progress.
aṣíwájú ni wá, aṣíwájú ni wá, aṣíwájú ni wá. Ipò aṣíwájú l'Ẹlẹ́dùmarè fún wa nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe gírí, ọmọ Ọ̀yọ́ ká tẹpá wa mọ́ṣẹ́, ká bára wa sọ̀rọ̀, ká sòdodo, ká ṣohun tó tọ́ tó dára nígbà gbogbo, níbi gbogbo fún ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Kò ní rẹ̀yìn o, lójú mi, kò ní rẹ̀yìn o. Kò ní rẹ̀yìn o, nígbà tèmi, kò ní rẹ̀yìn o. Èmi aṣohun tó tọ́ tó dára nígbà gbogbo, níbi gbogbo fún ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Aṣíwájú ni wá, aṣíwájú ni wá, aṣíwájú ni wá. Aṣíwájú ni wá.
We appreciate your presence once again. Please, there will be photo session outside of this building. But let's remain standing. Don't forget to come back immediately so that you can continue with the second session.
This lovely Ladoke, you've kept the promise. Now we're singing, all dressed in splendor, as your promise again is kept. Oh, dear sweet rainbow, allure my feelings, make so timeless. One race for zenith, we together began one day. You led me on as we've come this far. We fixed our shoulders and determined just to win. You led me on, champions. We are winning.
Great Ladoke student, we are now at the second section, which is technical section. Please, all the students, we would like you to pay a rapt attention, because whatever you learn here today, you will be the one to teach others. So please, pay attention to all the lectures. So let me call the first lecturer, Professor Mrs. R.M. Ojokuku will take the first lecture.
Thank you. Good morning, participants. Let's take the protocols. The Vice Chancellor, sir, in absentia, he was ably represented by the DVC Strategy and Development, Professor A.T.J. Ogunkunle, Deputy Vice Chancellors in absentia, Principal Officers in absentia, the AG Director, Ladoke Career Services Center, Dr. Mrs. Adeoti, distinguished professors, other colleagues here present, heads of units, student advisors, student representatives, student affairs unit, members of staff, great Ladokites, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor for me to be here this morning as one of the guest speakers at this career sensitization workshop. That's the first of its kind, I want to believe, right? Please, let's give them a round of applause. It's the first of its kind. Organized by Ladoke Career Services Center with the theme, "It is your future, own it." It is your future, own it. Now, I know that I've been invited to speak at this workshop in my capacity as the director of the Directorate of Entrepreneurship Development Studies of Ladoke. And let me just give you something brief about that directorate. Now, this directorate has been established in line with the directive of NUC, National Universities Commission, their drive towards fostering and promoting where we're in a situation in Nigeria where the unemployment rate, graduate unemployment, is a big problem. We all know that. There's nobody in this room that will say they are not aware of that. And the government too is very much aware. So the establishment of that directorate and other directorates also like towards actually solving or ameliorating the problem of graduate unemployment that is presently being experienced. Polytechnics, colleges of education, have been mandated. They have been mandated, and they are being empowered by TED Fund, Tertiary Education Fund, to actively pursue this. It is aimed at equipping you students with the knowledge, with the skills, with the attitudes that you need to become successful entrepreneurs when you graduate. And this is the reason why 2 major courses have been introduced in the CC Mass curriculum that we are using now. The first course is ENT 211, Entrepreneurship and Innovation, which is a compulsory course for all 200 level students in the university. And the title of that course, of what it is to become an entrepreneur. How can you be employment creators? How can you employ yourself? What can you do in order to be self-sufficient rather than going around looking for jobs? Now, the self-creation, and in that course, the practical aspects of becoming an entrepreneur becomes established. Students are taught about how to bring up ideas, pitch ideas, and how to actually make money out of the ideas that they have, how they can turn ideas into money-making ventures. Therefore, rather than shopping around for almost non-existent jobs when you graduate, you can turn your innovative ideas into money-making ventures. You can also become job creators in the not too far future. Own it. So what the directorate and what the Nigerian government is trying to do, they are trying to be forward-looking, helping you to see what you can do, what you can make of your future in the context, in the concepts. You have to look at concepts. What do we mean by future? You may believe it's a term that everybody, or the concept of culture, of future. Now, when you put it simply put, future means a time ahead of the present time. So today, tomorrow is future. So future means a time ahead of the present time that we are experiencing now. A time that is yet to come, a time that has not yet come, but which will definitely come. We are all here today. We are expecting tomorrow. We are expecting day after tomorrow. We are expecting next year, and so on and so forth. So future is a time that will definitely come. But as we have it today, it's yet to come. Now, because future is a time that has not yet come, that it's like we don't know about, it is filled with lack of assurance. We are not sure of what is going to happen. In fact, in the next 10 minutes can even be regarded as a future, because nobody can say what will happen in the next 10 minutes, not to talk about what will happen tomorrow, day after, next month, next year. So future is a time that will come, but it is filled with lack of sureness. You are not sure. You don't have the assurance. And because you don't have the assurance, there's a high level of unpredictability. You cannot predict what will happen tomorrow, the outcomes of your actions, or your decisions that you take. So the future is a time that will come, but we are not sure of what will happen. I mean, what's going to happen then. So if the future is a time that has not come, you'll be wondering, why should we be bothered? Why should we be concerned about a time that has not come? At least we are living today. So why should we be concerned about a time that has not come? Today's own problems are enough for it. I think that's something that the Bible says. So why should we bother about the future? Why don't we just concentrate on today, on the here and the now? But let me give you the simple answer to that. And I think when the Deputy Vice Chancellor was saying, he said something about it. What will portend for the future? So the foundation for the future is laid today. And the path, the road towards whatever you desire, the outcome that you are desiring, you set it out today. And that is why it is said that the future is now. So when you talk about future, don't look at tomorrow. Don't look at day after. Look at the present. Because whatever your future is going to be, it depends on what you lay your hands on to do today. And this now brings me to my major focus, because this paper is directed mainly at students. We have student leaders here who are representing students, and I believe that you are going to carry whatever message you get from here today to your colleagues. Now, we all know, according to the popular saying, the youth, you are youth, you are the leaders of tomorrow, even though that tomorrow is not even called today. Yes, rather than saying you are the leaders of tomorrow, you are the leaders of today. And that word tomorrow simply symbolizes the future. So, and that is why this my paper is targeted at you, and whatever you hear today, I believe that you are going to make use of it. So, when you say owning your future, what do we mean by that? What does it mean to own one's future? Now, we may be wondering why somebody needs to be told to own their future, when, of course, from all intents and purposes, your future is your own now. My future is mine. Your future is yours. So why should somebody now be told to own their future when it is my own already? That's maybe what people would think. But the truth about it is that many young people today, who form the majority of this audience, do not see the future as a time they even need to bother themselves about. They don't see the future as a thing, as a time they need to even speculate about, right, or even plan for. They just live for today. Basically, you are youth, you live for today. And by doing that, you leave the responsibility of worrying about your future to your parents, to your teachers, to your guardians, to your caregivers, and all that. And especially again, one thing about this generation, about youths, is that you carry this mentality of entitlement. Mentality of entitlement, believing that everything should just drop into your laps. Maybe my parents gave back to me. Did I ask them to give back to me? They must take responsibility now. So that is the spirit, that is feeling that many of you have. So because of that, you believe everything should just fall into your laps. You don't want to stress. You leave all the stressing to those who you believe should stress on your behalf. And as a result of that, many young people wait. You just wait. You delay. You build your hopes on family. Build your hopes on institutions, on the Nigerian system that we know fails most of the time. But let me let you know right now that taking ownership of your future, owning your future today is the way to go. For somebody who is desiring for a prosperous future, somebody who wants a future that, will be worthy of getting to, the right thing to do right now is to take ownership of your future. Therefore, when you say owning one's future, owning your future means taking ownership, taking responsibility of your own future, and not leaving it to the whims and caprices of other people. Let them think for you. Your own is just to sit down. Daddy, send money to me. Mommy, I need money. Anything. You don't even want to even bother yourself. Believing that everything you need, people are there to provide it for you. Now, having said that, I've told you what it means to own one's future. To own your future means to take ownership, to take responsibility. Now, what do you mean if you want to take ownership of your future as students, as youth, as university students, potential graduates? Now, when we talk about ownership, ownership is not just a rhetoric. It's not just a word that sounds very fine to the ears. It's not just a word that you throw around. It's something that calls for action. So when you are asked to take ownership of your future, ownership means recognizing that you are the architect of your future. It is what you do as a person, as a human being, that determines what your future turns out to be. It is those paths that you decide to take. It is those actions that you decide to do. Those are the things that will eventually determine your future. So ownership is taking personal responsibility to shape your lives. You don't leave it to your parents. You don't leave it to your guardians. You don't leave it to your teachers. It's taking personal responsibility. It's your future. So you have to take active personal responsibility, to shape it. Ownership means discipline, self-discipline. Ownership is action, taking action, whether the action is comfortable or is not comfortable. Ownership of your future means actively shaping your life through your daily actions, through your decisions, through the mindset that you have, rather than leaving everything to chance. You must be actively involved. That is what it means. And it entails forging a path, following a path that might not be easily available or even convenient, may not even be comfortable, particularly in a country like Nigeria, where, the system has failed in so many ways. So ownership, basically, what I want to take from there is ownership is taking personal responsibility. Don't leave it to daddy. Don't leave it to mommy. Don't leave it to my uncle. Don't leave it to your lecturers, your teachers. It's yours, so you have to take personal responsibility. So it starts from there. Owning your future starts from taking personal responsibility for your future. Now, let's take some ideas on how, as students, because like I said, this paper is directed mainly at students, We know we have other categories of staff here. We have student affairs unit and all that. Everybody, we are all here, but my paper is highlighted because essentially, it's the youth, it's our students that are the target of this workshop. So I'm going to take some things on how do you own your future? What are some of the practical steps that you can take towards owning your future? Now, the first one I have here is that you should stop depending entirely on the system or other people to carry you. Because as we all know, they have said it, the Nigerian system fails, institutions fail. There are so many things that are not adequate, but despite all those inadequacies, you have to, make efforts on your own. Don't lay all your hopes. Don't depend entirely on the system. You have lecturers, you are here to come to school. Your lecturers will guide you. The school will structure you. Your parents, caregivers, they will support you. But your own growth is your responsibility. And there comes a point when you just have to consciously take charge of your life, despite whatever imperfect structures you have in life. Now, as students, as youth, you have to keep looking forward, despite any failures. Don't be afraid. There's a Yoruba adage that says, a youth must always look ahead, despite any, challenges that you face. So don't be afraid of failing. Don't be afraid of failing, because failure, I'm sure you have heard that several times, failure is a part of success. It's a part of the process of becoming successful. So when you try something and you fail, it should be a feedback to you to try again, try other methods. Then the second one is that you take responsibility for your learning beyond the classroom. Many of you think lecturers can give you everything in the classroom. They cannot. Lecturers cannot teach you everything because lecturers themselves don't know everything. So when you attend lectures, read beyond whatever it is you are told. And you all have the advantage of the internet. There's nothing that you ask from Google that they will not tell you. So if you need additional information, ask for it. You read wide, because learning is a continuous process. And don't limit your knowledge to your environment only. I'm sure you have heard this several times. The world is a global village. So the little thing that you may know about other cultures, about other societies, can make the difference for you when the chips are down. Now, another one is that in addition, we are here talking about career, yes. Many of you already have, careers that you are studying towards. Accounting, business administration, medicine, engineering of the various types, and different types of careers that you are studying for now. But apart from the careers that you are studying for, it is very important for you to develop an entrepreneurial mindset. And what do I mean by that? You have to think of becoming a business owner. You have to build skills. There are so many skills around that you can build. Skills that the market cannot ignore. Your degree is very important. Yes, your degree is very important, but skill is power. In the present day, I'm sure you are all aware, there are different types of skills that you can acquire in addition to the skills that you have. And this is where the Entrepreneur Development Center will be of help to you. Even though right now, we are trying to get the center equipped. And I'm sure very soon, something will happen there. Such that, apart from the course you are studying, if you decide on some certain skills that you want to acquire, we can always render you help at the Entrepreneurship Center. So there are so many skills. I mentioned some graphic design, data analytics, various types of skills that are among the most sought after skills today. Pick them in addition to the career that you are pursuing or the course that you are studying. So I'll give you a challenge. As students, please pass this to your other colleagues, because you are leaders and you are representing the other body of students. Within the next 30 days, think of one skill that you actually want to acquire and start learning it. It could be in your field, it could be in another field that you have to be learning in addition to what we have. Because in the real world today, it is not what you know that matters, it's what you can do that matters. And like I said, the world is no longer, it's a global village. As a student, you are no longer competing with just students in Ladoke. You're no longer competing with students just in Ogbomoso, Port Harcourt, or wherever. You are competing globally. You are competing globally. So you must develop skills that will make you relevant globally. Now, or whatever you can do to bring value, then look around you for problems that you can solve. That is what you mean by having entrepreneurial mindset. Little things that you can do that can solve problems around you in your environment. And then, fifth, doesn't get replaced. Because every day is a new day, presents you a new opportunity. And you need to improve yourself. So many of you waste a lot of time scrolling, social media, and whatever, even in class. And one thing I have to say, please pass it on to students. There's, this culture of students not wanting to attend lectures. There's this culture. It's not a good one. And I want to believe that you carry it over. You are going to pass the message. It's not good enough for a lecturer to come to class. For a class that will be for over 300 students, and you only find 30 students there. When it's now time for a test or exam, everybody will come. Please, where do students always go? I want to know. But because I always wonder, how can students leave their houses, parents will pay, they will pay for hostels, and you will not attend lectures? It's very discouraging because I keep saying, how can a grammar, come to class, fix a lecture for 9 a.m., I will be there, and you won't find more than 20 students for a class of over 300 students. It's very discouraging. And it's an attitude that doesn't portend well for the future. It's an attitude that shows you people are not preparing for your future. And this attitude has to change. So please, time does not wait for anyone. You only have 24 hours in a day. You only have 24 hours, and those 24 hours will not be replenished. So think, what are you doing to make those 24 hours productive? It's a challenge. It's something for you to judge. So what are you doing to improve yourself daily? Then, maybe lastly, the issue of taking care of yourselves. Many youths believe that it is we, older people, that need to take care of ourselves. Watch what we eat. Do exercise. Watch what we drink. No. You are preparing for the future because you too are going to become elderly. So it is what you put in yourself today that will determine the status of your health when you get to that future that we are talking about. So eat well. Stop eating junk food. Stop drinking junk drinks. Do things that will give you physical exercise because all this will prepare you mentally. Health is wealth. I'm sure we have all heard that. If you are not healthy, whatever it is you are able to make, you won't be able to use it. So you are not too young to start paying conscious attention to taking care of your health. And in conclusion, I want you to know that charity, that anti-charity, is there somebody bearing charity here? I don't get charity. So charity begins at home. Your future begins with you. Your habits, your decisions, your actions. And there's this Yoruba adage which says, "Okere, ni oloju jijin, ti mu ekun sun," which means you have to prepare for the unforeseen. You have to prepare for the unexpected. So when you leave here today, make an intentional decision to plan and prepare for your future in terms of your career, in terms of your life, in terms of all aspects, all areas that encompasses what makes you a human being. Nobody else is going to do it for you because it is your future and you must own it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ma, for that powerful lecture. Please, let's give her again one more round of applause. Thank you so much, Ma. I believe we are all jotting something. And if you don't take anything home today, just remember to know that you have to take responsibility of your future. Thank you, Ma. Okay, very soon we will get to question and answer. You can be preparing your questions, Whatever question you have for our lecturer today, write it down. And please, if you are with some, fill it. They will come and collect it. Thank you. To take us further in this program, this technical section, let's call Ladoke Theater Department for their display. That is a powerful presentation from Theatre Arts Department. Let's appreciate them more. Let's appreciate them more. Thank you. Now we are the second lecture. Let me call Dr. J.A. Adeshokon for his lecture. 15 minutes, sir.
The Vice Chancellor, the University Librarian, Director of Entrepreneur Development Studies, our own Mama, Professor Aremu Jokuku, the Director, the Center for Career Services, Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Dr. Adeoti AA, the professors in the house, doctors, distinguished colleagues, dear students, gentlemen and women of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to speak under the Directorate of Center for Career Service or Services on the topic, It is Your Future, Own It. The lecture is broken down into one, the introduction. Next slide, please. Understanding ownership. Discover yourself early. Build relevant skills. Be productive, not passive. Build your networking. Taking responsibility for growth. And conclusion. The introduction. Let me start with a simple illustration. Life is like a vehicle. Some people sit in the passenger seat, hoping life takes them somewhere good. Others takes the driver's seat and decide the direction. The question is, are you a passenger or the driver of your future? Because whether you like it or not, you are going somewhere. Are you in control? Dear students, to be in control, you have a partner. And more than a partner, a co-traveler in the journey of your future. In the Directorate of Ladoke Akintola University of Technology Center for Career Services, ably led by Dr. Adeoti AA and our wonderful team. Understanding ownership. Ownership means taking responsibility. If you don't hold the steering of your life, I mean the steering wheel of your life, someone else or circumstances will. A powerful Nigeria example here is the billionaire Aliko Dangote, the industrialist, the richest person in Africa, renowned for founding Dangote Group. He didn't become one of the richest African men by chance. Aliko took both sets, made decisions early, and built consistently. The same thing goes for Olufunke Ayotunde, popularly known as Funke Akindele or Geneva. She is a Nigerian filmmaker, actress, director, producer, politician, and a realtor. Funke faced setbacks in her career, but took ownership. She reinvented herself and built a successful brand. Students, from grass to grace is not a sudden leap. In your journey of life, challenges, setbacks, problems abound. But you have to take control. Your background may influence you, students. You don't allow it to limit you. From taking ownership, that leads us to how to discover yourself early. Many students don't know themselves yet, and that's greatly risky. You must look and reflect into the mirror of your life and understand, one, what are my strengths? Your strengths include your inherent talents, which include your aptitude for active listening, aptitude for leadership, that is innate more character to be a leader, your mental speed for great calculation, empathy. The same thing goes for your character traits and passion. You reflect again into the mirror of your life and you say, what are my interests? These are your natural strengths and your personal limitations. This I call personal SWOT analysis. Your personal strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. And again, reflect on that same mirror. What are my values? The integrity, resilience, compassion, curiosity, and autonomy. Mark, not John Mark, the author of the Gospel of Mark, but Mark Eason, a prominent Nigerian software developer, entrepreneur, startup investor. Mark studied computer engineering, but didn't stop there. He discovered opportunities. To make reasonable career choices. Choosing career path that will provide higher earnings. 3, helping you students to find the best job suited to your degree, background, and personal skill sets. Helping students to get career connections and provide career opportunities. The list is endless. I stop there. As you see that right away, students, ask yourself, what is in my tool box right now? Don't forget I said, the more tools you have, the more problems you can actually solve. Next one is for you, after building your skills, develop your skills. You've got to be proactive and not passive. Don't wait and say after graduation, I will start building or developing my skills. Don't wait and say when I get a job, I will improve. And this one relates to you that are offering courses that are one way or the other being regulated or accredited by a professional association, one as well or body. Like I know of accounting student, the engineering student, going in accounting, the current for engineer students. But success doesn't start after school. Our professor said, it starts now. Student, note, career development is a parallel curriculum that runs alongside your academic studies. It's not elective. Creating opportunities. Opportunities are like doors. Some are closed but many must be not done or created. So students don't wait for doors to open. Build your own door. The Center for Career Service of Opportunities world over, and I want to believe, and I'm saying confidently, the Ladoke branch is never an exception. In May 2025, professional bodies and associations were prohibited by National University Commission, NUC, such that they can no longer enter universities to accredit, shut down, or set standard for undergraduate programs without NUC involvement. The government advanced the reason, and the reason is such that chaotic multiple accreditation processes and the usurpation of NUC mandate by over 25 professional bodies. The government now came with a kind of exemption for 7 permitted bodies. I will just mention 1 or 2 or 3. The Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, MDCN. Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, COREN. Council of Legal Education, among others. Now, the setback for the concerned students, especially the accounting area that I'm a bit familiar. The setback here is that the exception window for some qualifying examinations stages are closed automatically against the accounting graduates. Paul, the slide, please. Are closed against the accounting graduates. Now, will you say because the system brought up that one, you will not develop your skill beyond being a graduate of, so to say, BSc in accounting and develop your professional skills? No, that one should not limit you. Take Ida Basil, a renowned 30-year-old Nigerian chef. She gained international fame in May 2023 for setting a Guinness World Record for the longest cooking marathon cook-a-thon by an individual. Basil didn't wait for opportunity. She indeed created one and gained global recognition. Dear students, act now. Pay visit to the Center for Career Services of the university. Ask for guidance on how best to strike a balance between your academic studies and your professional employment. Close to that is building your networking. And of course, you know your networking is more or less your relationship. Your network is your net worth. In Nigeria, who you know can be as important as what you know. Your network is a bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Relationship can carry you where certificates cannot. Consider Tony Elumelu, a prominent Nigerian economist, investor, and philanthropist. Tony was known for championing African entrepreneurship through Afrocapitalism and the founder of Tony Elumelu Foundation, which has empowered thousands of young African entrepreneurs. Beyond its success, Elumelu invests in young entrepreneurs through networking and mentorship platforms. Students, as you sit down before me right away, and close to that is developing, is the building relationship. Learn to nurture your network. Attend events, seminars, workshops, conference. Engage in meaningful social media. And lastly, take responsibility for your growth. No one will chase your future for you. Your future is a seed. If you don't plant and nurture it, it will never grow. You cannot reap what you did not sow. Think of David Olaniyi Oyedepo, a prominent Nigerian preacher, Christian author, and a businessman. the architect who founded the Living Faith Church Worldwide, aka Winners Chapel. He built institutions by taking responsibility for our vision and pursue it relentlessly. Call to action. What's next? What skill will you develop this month? What skill will you develop this semester? Our professor gave you 30 days the other time. Write your story. It's your future. Own it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Dr. J.A. Adeshoko, for that powerful section. Thank you, sir. Now, question and answer. How many people have question, please? Raise up your hand. Have you jotted down, or you want to come out? Come on. You've jotted down. Okay. Let me have it. Osha, please help us with the questions. If you want to come out, come out. If you have jotted it down, you can give it to Osha.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful session. All right. So my question is directed to the director. Okay, my question is directed to the Director of Entrepreneurial Service. That's Professor R.M. Ojokuku. So I have 3 questions, actually. My first question is, there's a strong push for entrepreneurship nowadays. So I want to ask, is it realistic for everyone to be an entrepreneur? And if the answer is yes, what are the associated risks? Then my second question goes to Dr. J. Adeshokman. So my question is, as a student, or let me say as a potential graduate, is there a limit to the risk I can take? Knowing fully well that the modern portfolio theory states that there are the risk, there are the return. So is there any limit to any risk that I can take? And lastly, the question that I have is the educational system that we have today, is it preparing students for the labor market, or are the students responsible for bridging that gap themselves? Thank you.
Yeah, my question is, according to what we have learned and what they have told us, which one should we take as the priority, skill or academics? Now, the reason for the question is that as a student that is struggling for his or herself and is getting something out by his or herself, and also learning at the same time, coming to school at the same time, which one will you advise the person to be more focused on, and which one should be the top priority?
Right. Good afternoon. I'm Anthony Adekunle. My question is similar to Mr. Paul's question, and my question is that checking the system of the institution currently, the academic calendar is very tight, and we students, even like most especially the students leaders, we don't really have much time to prepare to learn more skills. We want to learn skills, yes, and want to succeed in our academics. How do we balance this together? Thank you.
My question goes to Prof. Ojokuku. I want to ask regarding the having the entrepreneurship mindset. I'm from the Department of Pure and Applied Physics. Mainly, we think most of us that we end up as a researcher or as an academia. So, with the lecture you gave to us this morning, Ma, I want to ask that how can we apply that entrepreneurship mindset to start inculcating that in our field, that is not only in the research, we are not going to end up only mainly for research as a researcher or as an academia. And also I want to ask regarding the dependency on the system, either the government, institution, or parent, that how can we as a student apply that even right from our institutional and our undergraduate days? Thank you, ma.
Thank you very much. Ali Abdulaziz by name, from Department of Nutrition and Dietetics. So my first question I have here with me is actually talking about, will be directed to Professor Jukuku. So the question is, when trying to consider the type of skills to actually pursue as a student, so should the skills specifically be aligned with our profession, or it can be something different entirely from our profession? That's the first question. So additionally, while Doctor is actually presenting other times, so he made mention of something that's very key and important: mentorship and networking. So as a student, so we have a professional space now called LinkedIn. So I would like you to share some insight with us on how to actually go about building a good connection and mentorship with people. So the third question I have will be directed to the director of Career Center. So because in most cases I used to see many of the mail they used to send. I'm always so impressed about that. Thank you very much for the wonderful job you have been putting in place. So my question is, for some of us as students, an undergraduate student, probably applying for some certain scholarship, probably, so we need to prepare some SOPs, write our CVs, and all of those things. So is there any assistance that the Career Center can actually do for us, probably in helping us in shaping that to position us, for a global opportunities? Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. I'm Nancy Laurie, a student of English and Literary Studies. He has asked my question, but I would like to repeat it. Develop a skill that is related to our course of study, or we should deviate from our course of study, because I'm a student of English and I'm learning arts, how to draw. So should I go on, or we should go with? Thank you.
In this society we are in, it is common for parents to want to control the direction of their children's life, which has suppressed more again. They don't have the confidence to own their own future again. How can they come out of this cave? The second one is, how can they own their own future without sounding rebellious? Without acting like someone being rebellious.
Good afternoon. My name is Osholali Bukola from the Department of Civil Engineering. So my question is, potentially I have a skill and I'm currently working with NIMC, but I want to ask how we can strike the balance between having a skill in the undergraduate days and academics. That's number one. And the number two thing is that, with this kind of initiatives, will students not later drive to the conclusion that school has come? Because eventually, when they get to start making money from other skills and it gets blossom to some extent, they start to drive to this conclusion that what is the essence of going to school when we already have what we needed? Because typically I have some friends that they are my practical example of something like this. And thirdly, I think that's all.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. I want to ask a question. So my question goes thus. My department, my name is Adekola Gwadekola, so I'm the president of my department. And in our student body association, we are planning something like this. So we are planning a skill acquisition program for our students. So my question is there a way we can partner or bring the Center of Career Service into our this thing? So that's all. Information systems.
Thank you. I would like to read the one here, ma. I don't know whether it's Dr. Adeshoko that will take it, or Professor Uchukuku. What are the best career opportunity available for students after graduation from our course? That's the first question. The best career. Do students start learning now? The third one, how can students get internship or industrial training opportunity while still in school? Number 4, is it better to go for postgraduate study immediately after graduation or get work experience first? Is it better to go for postgraduate study immediately after graduation or get work experience first? Number 5, what can students start doing now to build a strong CV before graduating? The next question. As a student, what are the steps to take if I want to build my network? The next one. Some students have ideas but limited resources and mentors to create the desired opportunities. What should be your best advice for students in this situation? Some students have ideas but limited resources and mentors to create the desired opportunities. What would be your best advice for students in this situation? Okay, ma'am. The next question. What skills should students start building early to stay relevant in today's job market? What skills should students start building early to stay relevant in today's job market? And the next question, is there a graduate training program in this school? Is there a graduate training program in this school? The last but not the least. As a student entrepreneur, what should be my top priority now as it is? Is it making profits, gaining experience, or creating impacts? As a student entrepreneur, what should be my top priority now? Is it making profits, or gaining experience, or creating impacts? Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. We have had a plethora of questions, even though some are the same questions framed in different ways. We're going to try as much as possible to give answers to some of these questions. But don't forget, at the end of the day, the decision is yours. At the end of the day, the decision is ultimately yours. Now, I think the first question was this issue of push for entrepreneurship. That what are the associated risks of being an entrepreneur? Well, I think the simple answer to that is that life itself is full of risks. So there's nothing you embark on that doesn't have its associated risks. But it depends on the way you approach it, depends on, the knowledge you have about what you want to do, the efforts that you put into it. So there is no venture that you go into that does not have risk. But there are risk management tools that you can, deploy by having adequate knowledge of what you are going into and sourcing for as much resources as you can. But the very important thing that I believe is that you should have knowledge, because before going into anything at all, there's this thing that is called feasibility studies. You don't just jump into any type of business. If you want to do a business, you must study it, you must know the risk, you must know how prepared you are, what is involved. What are those things you are going to need? Are you going to be able to cope? Is it going to be profitable? The environment in which you are, will that type of business that you want to do, will it work? Will you have a market in that environment? Are there needs to be met with that type of business that you are going into? So all these are the kind of things that you must do. You don't just say, oh, because this person is selling your stuff, so I want to go into it. No. No. First of all, know the skills that you have, know the area of interest that you have. Then the type of, don't say because somebody else is doing this thing, me too, I want to do it. That person might have a way of going around it that you may not have. So I think the most important thing, before you decide to go into any type of business, look, study it properly. Do your SWOT analysis or whatever that you have to do. Do a minor feasibility study to see whether that business will be profitable. Will that business, will it meet any need? Is there a need for that service or that product that you are trying to go into, providing? Would there be need for it in that environment? So those are the various things that you have to think about. That just like I said, risk is everywhere. But you have to plan, be sure. Do the necessary, what you call due diligence, before embarking on any entrepreneurial venture. I think that's what I have to say for that, towards that. Then, I think the person also asked whether the educational system is building students for the labor market. Well, I think that's a big question, actually. That's a big question. And I think the government is trying to address that now. There has been some lapses, yes, and it has been recognized. But because in those days, once you leave work, there is government work for you to do. There are private organizations to employ you. But now, that's no longer the case. There is need for you to have additional knowledge, additional competence. And that is why the issue of entrepreneurship has been introduced into our curriculum. By doing that, students are now gradually being, prepared or prepped for the labor market. But we are just starting. We're just getting into it. That was not the way it was before. Because like I said, jobs were there, but jobs are not there anymore. So there's that realization that students have to be better prepared for the challenge they are going to face. What are the skills that are required in the labor market? Are these skills, do our students have these skills? So that is why, again, like I said, the issue of entrepreneurship has been brought in. And entrepreneurship is not only about skill acquisition. It's about you being able to think. What are those things that you can do? What are those, how can you adapt your academic knowledge into doing something that has innovation. What can you do to meet needs in your environment? So it's no longer just a straight-jacketed thing. So to answer that question again, the educational system that we used to have maybe was not doing that. But that realization has dawned on everybody now. And that is why the NUC has, introduced this entrepreneurship dimension into the students, into the curriculum, so that students will realize that they know that they have to, develop additional skills, have additional knowledge about what they are going to meet out there in the labor market. Now somebody asked, which one should be priority, skill or academics? Both. You cannot do one without the other. For you to even learn a skill, you must have some degree of knowledge. That's why they say, and this issue of school is scam, school is scam. School is not scam. It's when you get out there that you know school is not scam. Because the type of approach that somebody who has gone to school will put towards a skill or developing a skill will be different from the approach that somebody who did not go to school will have. Because when you go to school, it opens your mind. It opens your mind. It opens your level of thinking about how to go about things, which is different from somebody that did not go to school. It's true, these days, somebody that has, even we have people that have studied law, that have abandoned it, they have gone to music and some other kind of things. But that background, you cannot, even when they are talking, they will still tell you that I have a degree in law. Why do they keep saying it? Because it's a value that is added to them. I think that's just the simple answer to that. So, skill or academics? Both. And this has to do with the issue of, I think somebody, maybe I should take this one. Somebody said because of the tight academic calendar, how can you balance your maybe learning of skills, developing skills that will help you, and then your academics? It's simply a matter of time management. Time management. At this level, you don't have, many of you are not married. You don't have family responsibilities. You don't have children to take to school. You don't have school fees to pay. So what are you doing with your time that you cannot balance? This is the time for you to do it. You are at the stage in which you should be able to multitask, multi-learn, multi-skill. So there is no problem about you, there shouldn't be any problem about you balancing your academics with skills. It's purely a matter of time management. If you learn how to manage your time properly, apportion time to different activities, you'll be able to do it. And that's what makes you a youth. Youths are versatile. You are versatile in thinking, you are agile, you have that energy to devote. So it's only somebody who doesn't know what he's doing that will say he cannot balance. Now talking about the issue of professional, maybe let me just divide the issue of having professional qualifications. You have your academic, but we have people who have qualified as chartered accountants or even before graduating. Do you know that? I'm talking about the accounting professional. Am I wrong? We have students who have graduated. Even our students who are still in school, who are in 300, 400 level, they have, they have become chartered accountants. And if, I think maybe when I was reading the story of this man now, that is now the Minister of State, Awedele, the person that worked on tax reforms. Yes, he went to Polytechnic. He became a chartered accountant when he was doing his HND. Because he went to Polytechnics. He didn't even go to university himself. Now Polytechnic, the man go. So and right now, he's the person that's responsible for the tax reforms. And because of what he has been able to achieve, he's now the Minister of State for Finance in Nigeria. So he became chartered even before graduating. So there shouldn't be any problem about students being able to achieve as much as they can, because this is the time that you can do it. I think that should answer that question. And I think that one has to do with the issue of having an entrepreneurial mindset. Somebody said they student of physics as a researcher. How can entrepreneurial mindset be accommodated in your academics as students? Every profession has the entrepreneurial dimension. There is no profession that does not have entrepreneurship. It is up to you to be able to bring it out. All these things the machines that are being developed, all these appliances that are being developed, all these things that are being done to make life better for us, they are tied to one profession or the other. But even apart from that, you can collaborate. It doesn't mean that you have to stay within only your profession. You can collaborate with others when you have ideas. This is a need. How can we go about developing this need or creating something that can actually meet this need in the environment? Many of those guys that are into fintech now, maybe many of them did not even study finance in the university. All these fintech guys, Big Invest and the rest of them, many of them did not study accounting or finance in the university, but they were able to think. They looked at the environment. They saw the challenges. They saw the areas of need, and they developed it. If I don't know anyone, I know Big Invest is 10 years old this year, and they are doing very well. And if you look at the background of those that came up with that idea, I'm sure many of them did not have background in accounting or finance. But they were able to innovate. They were able to think, look at what is needed. And that is basically what entrepreneurship is about. So it doesn't necessarily have to be your profession. It must be in an area of need, an area that you have interest. But it shouldn't in any way disturb you in following your academics. So it's still a matter of time management. Now, okay, the usual type of skills. I think we've said about that. That should it be aligned with your profession? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. And you have examples all over the place. It doesn't necessarily have to be aligned with your profession. It's an area of interest. Somebody said, somebody gave an example. She's a student of English, but she has an interest in art. Yes, that's the way to go. Yes, once you have interest and you know you have the aptitude, go ahead. Just go ahead. You mustn't say because everything, it must have to be in my profession. No. The world, in fact, you youths, you even know more about these things than we old school people say. You know more about it than we do. So many people, they are into sciences, they left it, they are into, fintech. And there are so many other things that you have, data analytics, there are so many skills in the environment now that doesn't have to do with even the profession or the academic discipline that you have. But the important thing, like I said, is looking at your environment. What are the skills? I think that's the most important thing you guys should actually take from here. What are the skills that are selling now? What does the market want? What are those skills that will make you employable in the market? I have an interest in this particular profession. What are those additional skills that I need to learn? Both soft skills and hard skills that I need to acquire to make me better. Nobody will do it for you. You are the one that will push yourself in the right direction because you have a lot of advantages. The internet is there for you. You can always source for information, valuable information, not rubbish information. Because many of you just have this your phones. You don't use it for what you're supposed to use it for. And please take it. That's one thing you take from here. There is so much you can learn online that will teach you. I have an interest in this area. What can I do? So there are some questions you are asking that we cannot give you cut and dried answers to. That we cannot give you answers that are straight-jacketed. Many of these things you have to find out for yourselves. What we have to do is just to guide you. Then I think somebody was asking parents about parents. That, some parents want their children to do one thing or the other. I want to believe that that notion is gradually changing. And if, as a person, your parents are trying to compel you to do something that I think you just need to sit them down, although some parents can be difficult, I know. Maybe can be difficult to convince. But you just have to use, how do I put it now? If you are sit them down, discuss with them, or you get some people, some elders, that you can ask to help you talk to them, to make them realize that life, the world, has gone past all that. And that there is no profession that is not profitable. Davido is not a song that is singing all over the place. Oh, when they are mentioning top, so won't his name be mentioned? So they need to understand. So, but you have to try, and you don't do it in a way, try and convince them. And if you cannot convince them, get people that you can use to talk to them, to let them realize that the future is your own, it's not theirs. Maybe when you take that angle, you should be able to, get a headway. So that, because they say, how can children do that without being rebellious? You don't need to be rebellious. You don't need to be rude. You don't need to be disrespectful. The Bible does not encourage it. The holy books don't encourage it. But you have to find a way to do it that they will understand. If you cannot do it by yourself, get people that can convince them, to let them understand that life has gone past all that. That is your own life, not theirs. And they shouldn't worry that whatever profession you are doing, you are going to take care of them. Because our parents let them understand. Give them examples all over the place that people are doing well. It depends on the efforts that you put into it. Then, I don't know, maybe Adeshoko. So, somebody asked, what are the best career opportunities available for students after their courses? Well, number one, when you're talking about career, that course that you are doing is a step towards, whatever career. But then again, we have seen people jettison whatever degree they have, go into other areas. It depends on your aptitude. So we cannot say there are career opportunities all over the place, but it is you that will know which one you are interested in and how to source for it. And just like I said, you just have to be up to date. What is selling? What does the market want? What is going on out there? What are the skills that the market needs? And those are the kind of things you should focus on acquiring. We can't be listing them for you because there are a plethora, there are plenty. But it's you that will determine your aptitude. What can I do? In which area am I interested in? And this is one thing I always say. Some people are doing what they love and they are making money from it. Doing maybe a skill that they actually love, and at the same time they are making money from it. So it depends on you to determine, to look out and see the ones that you are interested in and the skills that you need to learn. So it's not something we can be listing out for you here. It all is all on you. Then he said, how can students get IT opportunities while in school? Dr. Toshaw talked about the issue of networking. How can you get IT opportunities? You have to liaise. The outside world is very tight, we know. But with good networking, you should be able to get. And that's also one thing that the Directorate of Entrepreneurial Studies, we are trying to do. The Directorate is just picking up. So there is so much we need to do, but one of those things that the Directorate has the mandate of doing is industry collaboration. Industry, whereby we'll be able to help our students to get IT opportunities. We have not gotten there yet, but we are moving there. But despite that, it is still possible. Liars with colleagues, just like you said, networking is Nigeria is about who you know. Liars with colleagues, liars with your teachers, whatever help they can render. And again, I've told you, the career center is also there. Those are the kind of things that we are supposed to be doing, even within the constraints, the limits of our capabilities and resources. Then somebody said, is it better for postgraduate to go for postgraduate studies after graduation or get work experience first? It depends on what you want to do. It depends on you. Some people look around for jobs they don't get. They decide to come for postgraduate studies. By going for postgraduate studies, you're adding value to yourself. It's adding value. And if you have interest in a career in academics, like us now, like we, your teachers, you don't have a choice. You must go for postgraduate studies. But that one is also, it depends on your area of interest. If you believe I've searched for jobs, I can't get jobs. Okay, maybe I want to become a lecturer later. You go for your master's degree, go for your PhD. But don't forget, it's still about the future. And it's now, because it is the grade that you pass with in your first degree that will determine whether they are going to admit you for postgraduate or not. That's also another thing about now. So don't expect to go out with an ordinary pass or a third class and expect them to embrace you into postgraduate studies. So for that question, I even like it because it shows that some of you know that there is a possibility, there is a likelihood of you going for postgraduate studies. So because of that knowledge alone, know what you are doing now. Know the grade that you are passing out with. And the fact that you don't have time is no excuse. Manage your time. You have time. I don't know what, there's nothing else you are doing in Ogbomoso. Every other thing is secondary. Your studies first. Learning skills self comes after that one. Every other thing, whether religious or whatever, they are all secondary. Because some people don't know how to place their priorities right. That's also a problem. Some people will spend all their time in church, all their time in the mosque, one in work class, one in assignment, and they will expect to pass. Or even if lecturers want to pity you, so that the pass rate, the failure rate is not so much, they give you 40. Okay, imagine you getting 40 in all your courses. What grade are you going to pass out with? Pass. And will that help you to get any admission for postgraduate studies? No. So for the person that asked that question, the time to prepare even for that, prepare your mind towards that there's a possibility of you going for postgraduate studies, and you must have a good grade, at least the minimum in second class lower. And that's even because they have lower things now. In our days, if you don't have 2-1, nobody is going to admit you to even come and do masters. Yes, nobody would. If you don't have second class upper, nobody would. But now, it has been brought down. So the minimum you need to make is second class lower. Are you working towards that? Is the way you are investing in yourself, your time, is it preparing you towards that? So that's also something that I have to do for the future. Now, somebody said, what can students start doing now to build a strong CV after graduation? There are professional courses, professional skills acquisition courses, for those of you who know, that you can learn. There are so many courses that you can do on the area of tech, that you can be learning, short courses. They are all over the place that you can learn, and you can get certificates in, that you can help you to build up your CVs. It still boils down to the issue of skills acquisition. So when you talk about skills acquisition, it's not necessarily learning to go and doing tailor or doing hairdresser. No. There are some other skills that are not necessarily skills that you have to do with your hand. So, but it's your area of interest that will determine what you are going to do. Then it says students have ideas but limited resources. Resources are limited for everybody. I'm sure, anyway, I don't know, but at least for us in management science, everybody did economics at O level. And what is economics? Resources. Limited resources. Scarce resources. So resources are scarce. Yes, we know. But if you bring up an idea, and that idea is something that can be seen to work, it's something that people can actually help you to get resources to start with. So resources are limited. There are resources anywhere. The university has limited resources. But despite that, you can still get that your idea first. Put it forward. Bring it out in a way that whoever wants to help you will know that this thing is going to work and we are going to make profit out of it. You'll be surprised at where the resources will be coming from. Then, you said, is there a graduate training program in Ladoke? I don't understand what you mean by that. There is no graduate training program in Ladoke. It is organization. It is when you become a graduate that you start looking of graduate trainee. So when you become a graduate, and it is those big organizations that do graduate trainees, except maybe if you want to call graduate assistant, position of a graduate trainee. So if you are employed as a lecturer with only your first degree, you are employed as a graduate assistant. And one can call that the equivalent anyway of a graduate trainee program. But it is usually the big corporations that employ people who have graduated, then they start training them in management skills to be able to head, various units in their organization. So as we have today, there is no graduate trainee program in Ladoke. Then I think, somebody said, out of making profits, gaining experience, and making impact, which one should be the priority? Everything. All of it. Because you are not going into business because you are a philanthropist, because you love people. No, you are going into business like somebody will always say, anything. So you're not going into business because you don't want to make profit. So you have to definitely, if you don't make, and they are all linked together actually. They are all linked together. If you are not making impact, you cannot make profit. If the product or the service that you are providing is not making impact, you will not get customers. And if you don't get customers, you will not sell. And if you don't sell, how will you make profit? So they are linked together. And along the line, as you are doing it, you are gaining experience. So that is why, before you decide to go into any type of business or any type of venture, you must do good feasibility studies. This thing that I want to do is the need. Do people have that need? Because that's the first thing. Marketing is not about just selling products. It's about meeting needs. Is that need relevant in this environment? Are there people that will patronize me? Are there people who need the service? That's the kind of things you should do first. Don't say because this person is doing it, you should just jump into it. You don't know what that person is going through. So before you go into any venture, do your thorough due diligence. Those three, they are important. Making profits, making impact. Making impact means meeting needs. And if you don't meet needs, you won't have people to buy whatever it is you are doing. And if you don't sell, you don't make profit. And along the line of doing that business, you gain experience. But the thing is just that, don't think that it is when you start your business today that you start making big profits. No. That's the risk aspect of business. Initially, you may not be making so much profit, but by the time you are able to establish yourself, have a good customer base, they are the ones that will now start making references, referring you. And that's when your big profits will start coming. It's not easy, because some of these things might sound one kind to all of you. It's not easy, but one has to start. You have to venture. If you don't venture, no venture, no whatever, no gain. If you do something and you fail at it, doesn't mean you not try again. This Albert Einstein told to electricity. You must say Olodo in university. Albert Einstein, who invented electricity, the electric bulb. He tried. Many of these things that we are using today, those who invented it did not just invent them and started working. No, but they didn't give up. Just ensure that you have interest in it, devote time, gain knowledge about it, skill. Keep upskilling yourself, upskilling and reskilling in addition to your academics. Your academics gives you a wider mind, an exploratory mind, an inquisitive mind. That's the kind of mind that going to school gives you. And those who don't go to school don't have. And that's where the difference lies. If you learn the skill of a tailor now, you are standing here, you are a graduate, and somebody said he's a tailor too, he read primary school. Who do you think people will patronize? They will go to you now. So school is not scam. If school is scam, we won't have people applying to come, millions of people applying to come to Ladoke every year. So anybody that says school is scam, why are you people still coming to school? Because school is not scam. It adds value to your life. So I think with all that, I don't know if Dr. Tosho would like to add one or two. See, I'm not.
Thank you, my professor. I just have one thing to share, and that is in the area of, when you have an idea that contradicts with your parents. I want to give some names. You all know Femi Falana, the lawyer now, and you know the son, Fast. He wanted to study law, when they dragged it to a point, he now said, okay, let me study your law. And immediately he finishes, he gave the certificate back to the father. And he went into music. The same thing applicable to late Fela Anikulapo Kuti. He was sent to UK, of course, to study medicine. But he chosen law. He chosen music. You all knew what happened. So it's not to be rebellious per se, but you make sure that you humble yourself like Mama has said. Thank you.
Add a little to that. You know, you can, if your parents, you cannot convince them, you have age on your side. All of you are young. We have people who have studied a degree, they went back again to start another degree. We have people that have done nursing. They said, it is this medicine that I must do. They went back. So you have, okay, he's telling me now, he studied chemistry, but he's an accountant now. He's a chartered accountant now. So if you try everything and you cannot do it, please do the one that your parents want you to do first. At least you will have satisfied them. Then you can now go into your own area. If you try and it doesn't work, because let it never be said that a parent, that a child was disrespectful to their parents. So I wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much, Ma. A round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please, if there is any other question that you might want to ask or that has not been answered, you have to see the Career Service Center Committee. And we have representatives in each faculty. And with Faculty of Food and Consumer Service, please, where is their rep? Dr. Akinremi. Okay, so we have for Faculty of Arts and Sciences, you have Dr. Olaiton, that's Dr. Olaiton. And then Faculty of Management Science, we have Dr. Adeshokon. So for Faculty of Pure and Applied Sciences, Dr. Ayonlola. Then for Computer and Computing and Dr. Oyelakun. Sorry, any other rep present? Mrs. Babalola, where are you? Okay. Faculty of Renewable Resources and Management. Okay, Engineering, Dr. Ogutoye. That's the faculty rep. So any other faculty rep? So please, out of this, then we have the director, she has been introduced, Dr. Adeola Adeoti. She's in Fine and Applied Arts. So in case you did not see any, and myself, I'm the deputy director. I'm in Department of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So if you did not see any of your representatives, you can contact either. But we want to thank God for this program, for the success of the program. I believe we all gain from this program. Students, all right. So we need more of this, right? And so we are looking forward to, and then thank God we already have your emails. Please, at the level of the department, take this thing to your department. You always have week, maybe societal weeks or everything. Anything, maybe a program that you have and you want your students to benefit from Career Service Center, you can contact us, contact your rep, and then we could present them. So on this note, we want to close this program, and we pray that next time it will be a resounding success. So the national anthem.
We sing the mountain, your promotion of applied sciences. The seeders spread strong, and the beginning of the race of progress. aṣíwájú ni wá, aṣíwájú ni wá, aṣíwájú ni wá. Ipò aṣíwájú l'Ẹlẹ́dùmarè fún wa nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe gírí, ọmọ Ọ̀yọ́ ká tẹpá wa mọ́ṣẹ́, ká bára wa sọ̀rọ̀, ká sòdodo, ká ṣohun tó tọ́ tó dára nígbà gbogbo, níbi gbogbo fún ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Onírẹ̀yìn o, lójú mi, onírẹ̀yìn o. Onírẹ̀yìn o, nígbà tèmi, onírẹ̀yìn o. Èmi aṣohun tó tọ́ tó dára nígbà gbogbo, níbi gbogbo fún ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Aṣíwájú ni wá, aṣíwájú ni wá, aṣíwájú ni wá. Aṣíwájú ni wá.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign fatherland.
Thank you very much. We want to thank our student advisors. Thank you.